Hello and welcome to episode 65 of the HamCorp Training Manual. In this episode, we construct a new building for multi-block autocrafters, and we craft the first assembly line. Oh my god, man. I need so many things that I'm missing to craft these 15 assembler machine casings. 400 tantalum, 3000 platinum dust, 900 glowstone dust, 400 ender pearls. Oh my god, I forgot about the ender pearl issue. Wow, and I just noticed this. It uses 99% of my available hydrogen. That's crazy. I imagine a lot of these crafts are gonna fail in the middle just because of power issues. So maybe I think I'll craft these in smaller batches. For one assembler machine casing, you need an LuV circuit and 6 ZPM circuits. That's crazy. I need 90 ZPM circuits for the assembly line. And I'm still at the stage where I can only make the quantum version of these circuits, so that's the most expensive one. So yeah, so this is this is expensive. But I expect after I make this, any future assembly lines I make will not be as expensive. They'll still be expensive. Okay, so I have a few issues to sort out here. So the carbon dust is fine. Carbon is easy to get. Glowstone dust is fine. We're just waiting for the backlog to build up. The iron 3 chloride, I think this is a buffer size issue. I think I actually can make enough without any problem. So maybe I'll craft like 4 of these at a time. Now the platinum dust, the ender pearls, and the tantalum dust. Those are problems. Actually, tantalum dust is not a problem because I can just go mining for it. Platinum dust, I think it's time to upgrade the plat line a little bit. I know there's some bottlenecking. And then ender pearls, yeah, I don't know. I have to figure something out for ender pearls. So let's start with, you know what? Let's start with the ender pearls. Now to deal with Enderman, I'm going to make a powered spawner from Ender.io. This is all the way back in HV. I just never got around to doing this. So there's a couple of quests I need to do here along the way, and then I'll explain how this powered spawner works. For the next quest, the Soul Binder, I need a Z-Logic controller and an Ender resonator. Both of these are crafted in a slice and splice, which I just made. This is not a GregTech machine, so it's powered by RF. So I need a capacitor bank, which I've made. I don't think I'm going to automate this really, at least not yet, because I don't see myself using this very much. So to make the Z-Logic controller, the Z-Logic controller is something like this, and it starts crafting. And then the Ender resonator is similar, and this will also start crafting. Overall, pretty simple, but I thought I'd show it because it's different than what we've been doing so far. For the next step, I need to go capture an Enderman in this soul vial. Luckily, I still have 2 spawn eggs, so I don't need to wait for nighttime or anything. Got him. Easy. Now I'm going to use one of these broken spawners, probably the silverfish one, because fuck silverfish. I'm going to use the broken spawner and the soul vial to convert the spawner into an Enderman spawner. We need the soul binder. We need 25 million RF. So this is going to take some time. But all that needs to be done is you put the spawner in, you put the soul vial in of your target species, and then you supply XP. So I've supplied the levels. Now I just need this capacitor bank to charge. In fact, I'm just going to put it there for demonstration, and yeah, here it is. It starts going. Now this is going to take some time. In the meantime, I'm also going to make the powered spawner itself, and then we'll set this up. And here we are, Enderman broken spawner, and another soul vial. I did put in an octatic capacitor here just so it goes faster, because I noticed that the next step for making the powered spawner needs ender crystals, which means I need more Endermen. And also this is kind of slow, at least without the octatic capacitor. But it shouldn't be too bad. Oh my god, these special Endermen don't work. You're free to go. And here's our powered spawner. Now these can be combined, the broken spawner and the powered spawner, in an anvil to make an Enderman powered spawner. The powered spawner comes empty by default, so you need to combine it with the broken spawner to give it a mob type. Nice! And now we can spawn Enderman. I bet you thought that was it, huh? I bet you thought I was just gonna make a little baby Ender.io farm. No! We're going all the way. I'm gonna make the Extreme Entity Crusher, which is a GregTech multi-block that is basically a powered spawner. It also looks super cool, and it's better than a regular spawning setup, like a regular mob farm, because you're not going to have as bad TPS issues, because you're not physically spawning the mobs. And we can repurpose it for blood magic later on. I did need to make this powered spawner though, because it goes into the Extreme Entity Crusher, kind of like a program circuit, so that it knows what to spawn. But I'm going to go ahead and gather all of these things now. Gave this brand new intern his own cubicle. And I have a grand vision for just a row of cubicles, many cubicles. But some important things here. So first of all, I have turned off the ability to spawn infernal mobs because they take extra energy, and that would cause the machine to shut down because I'm not providing enough energy. Also, I'm voiding all damaged and enchanted items. So this machine is basically going to run indefinitely. So it's a constant 1 amp EV drain on our energy. That's fine. And underneath here, I have the ender pearls in a frame drawer and a super tank filling with liquid XP. So both of these we, at this point, basically have in infinite quantities. Oh, and also the powered spawner is in here. You can also put like an enchanted sword in here, like a sword with looting, that will increase the number of ender pearls. But I don't see the need because this is fast enough as it is, I think. So that's ender pearls done, and if you see this waypoint over here, I set up a multi-block miner for tantalum. This is over here. I've put it on a tantalite vein, or a manganese vein, and this is going to start mining tantalum. So that's 2 things completed, and the only thing left is the platinum dust. So I did mention before that I want to upgrade and refactor this platinum processing over here, like the base plat line, not the entire plat line. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You've seen this before, so I'll probably just talk about the changes to the existing system, but I need to do quite a bit of crafting before that. Actually, before I get around to making more platinum, I just remembered that I could make these advanced SMD components. It's been a while since I looked at these, and yeah, actually they're all doable except for the SMD inductors, advanced SMD inductors, because these need samarium, which I don't have yet. But actually, as soon as I have samarium, I can also do these. But I don't want to go down that tangent just yet. So I'm just going to replace all of these other recipes with the advanced SMD versions. And actually, I'm going to look through NEI some more to see if there are more savings I can make in circuits, because I'm sure there's stuff that I'm missing. Yes, indeed, there are more savings to be had here. So I can make the MV circuits with advanced SMDs now. Same with HV, with EV, with IV, with LuV, and with ZPM, all of them. And on top of that, somewhat soon we're going to get access to Naquata. There's an even cheaper recipe starting at MV circuits, actually even starting at LV circuits, I think, that uses these SoCs, system on chips. These wafers need Naquata doped wafers to be crafted. So these are locked behind Naquata, but after we have those, we will have the absolute cheapest LV circuits, MV circuits, and I think probably HV and maybe even EV. Not sure. So I'm going to upgrade all of my recipes here to these advanced SMD recipes. And then let's see what the real cost of this assembly line is going to be. Hello, I am currently crafting a lot of components. I found that crafting the whole ZPM circuit, like in batches of 5 at a time, was kind of overloading my power grid. So I'm just kind of crafting components one at a time. Either way, this is going to take fucking forever. So there's a lot of bats in here. I decided while this crafting is happening, I think I'm going to take some time to build over here. I'm going to build an extension to this autocrafting building. This has served us well, but I think it's time to start making space for some real multi-block autocrafting. I'm going to pretty much upgrade every single thing in here, at least everything that I can, and that's going to need quite a bit of space. So I'm going to describe my plan here because it might change while I'm doing it, but I think I'm going to make the huge extension over here, like probably all the way here, because the assembly line is going to go here, probably multiple, along with the multis that are currently in the basement of this building. They're also going to get moved out, I think, because this is really cramped and this is hideous, as you're aware. And I think this is like the perfect location for another tower for the skyline. So I'm gonna get to work digging here, and I'll show you what I come up with. I don't really have an idea in mind for what this is going to look like, so yeah, I don't know, kind of experimental. Alright, check out this new building I've built. This is going to house quite a few multi-blocks, I think. I have space for more floors here. Currently, I've only needed to make 2 floors. I'm sure that'll increase in time. And I've labeled what each of these little spots is going to be. I don't think these are going to be the final positions of these multis. I think I'll shift them around so that it looks nice. I've basically gone through all of the multis that we have unlocked now, including ones that we already have, along with the ones that we haven't made yet, and I've just assigned a spot to each of them. This super long one is going to be the fluid shaper. It's huge. It is modular, so it doesn't have to be this big, but I decided to just go for the biggest possible one, because why not? Maybe there is a reason for why not, though. I haven't looked that closely. But this is where the assembly line is going to go, and I finished crafting the assembly line, and let me tell you, this took a long time. This took so long. That has literally gobbled up so many supplies. Like, I'm pretty much out of platinum. This has recovered quite a bit from the last time I looked, but I'm like super out of platinum. And that is kind of the main thing, but yeah, we have the assembly line now. And I think I'm going to start moving these multis over and start untangling this spaghetti mess. And I think I'm gonna make a dedicated Lapatronic supercapacitor here, just as a giant buffer, because while crafting, a lot of these machines kept not getting enough power, so they kept turning off. So it is. I think it would be a good idea to have a buffer here. So still more crafting to go. Then after that, at least after building the supercapacitor, I'm gonna put together the assembly line and see how to automate this thing, or at least how to use it to begin with. Just got done moving all of the multis into the new space. This looks pretty good, I think. I also went ahead and upgraded everything to IV, and I used output bus ME and output hatch ME instead of using the old buses and hatches we were using before. Yeah, besides that, nothing too crazy. I separated these two into 2 separate machines, just for the sake of being organized. This used to be a single kind of shared wall bending and forming press, but now it's 2 different machines. But yeah, pretty good. Now up here, there's still space here for the assembly line, which I haven't placed yet. The assembly line quest describes how the construction is done. You can look at NEI, of course, but I find it's just a little hard to look at and read. Also, it's not entirely correct, because it says you can put energy hatches on the top layer for every single block, and you can, but you don't need to. So it wasn't completely obvious to me how to construct this, so I'm just going to follow the quest here. So on the bottom layer, one side has all the input hatches. The middle has all the input buses. And at the end, the output bus. You also need the maintenance hatch on this level, or on this layer. And then the rest are solid steel machine casings. So that's the bottom layer. Now the second layer is pretty easy. It's assembly line casings straight down the middle, and reinforced glass on either side. For the third layer, the assembler machine casings go in the middle. The assembly line controller goes on either side of this machine casing, but on the opposite side of the output bus. So I'm going to put mine here, and then the rest are grate machine casings. And finally, the very top layer is only in the middle here, and it's 2 energy hatches, or 1 if you have an LuV energy hatch, but I want to be able to do LuV recipes, so I'm doing 2 IV hatches until I get the LuV energy hatch. And then the rest is solid steel machine casings. Cool, it formed. Perfect. First try. Now I just need to hook this up to AE2 and also to power. And I need to figure out how exactly you automate this, because there's a lot of input buses. And I think the way this works is it matters which input bus specifically you're putting items into. So yeah, I'll have to think about this. But now that this is done, we have unlocked tier 6 LuV as soon as I make the machine hull. And actually, I don't need to use the assembly line to make this, so I can just do this in an assembler. I think I have all of this. LuV machine casings are rhodium plated palladium plates, so yeah, totally doable. Now the fundamental component of every tier is of course the electric motor. To make electric motors, this is an assembly line recipe, which is brand new, and we need some more things. So first of all, we need some ruridate, which I haven't made before. We need some yttrium barium cuprate, which is not too bad. Pretty easy to do at this point, I think. And we also need samarium. We do not have samarium at all. Now samarium dust, I should say, you get from something. One of these processing lines, and I think it is from monazite, maybe? So, unfortunately, I've kind of baited you because I'm not going to be using the assembly line yet. I'm glad to have made it, but it was a bit premature. I should have finished this ruridate. God, that's so hard to say. I should have finished this ruridate quest, and I should have also finished the monazite processing line. So I guess I'll just get started with that. So I need to make a digester, I believe. So I'm going to probably dig up some more space here for monazite processing. And I'll also work on gathering materials for the rest of these multi-blocks. Actually, I think I'm going to do this first because this is going to make everything else much faster. Thank you for watching this episode of the HamCorp Training Manual. In the next episode, we will fill up our new autocrafting facility with some of the new 2.7 multi-blocks. We will also hopefully get started on the monazite processing line. HamCorp Management wishes you and your loved ones a happy new year, and have decided to let you go home from work early today at 11:30 p.m. to allow you to see your family and enjoy the New Year celebrations at midnight. We expect you in the office by 7 a.m. tomorrow as usual. See you next time.